What's going on, everybody? Today we will focus on Shy Guy, the most versatile character in the entire game. As soon as I saw Shy Guy's insane balanced stats, I knew this was going to be a special character and the gear builds were going to be so fun to make. The best part is now we have a nice diversity of sidekicks in the game. We can choose Shy Guy, who is all around, Toad, who is very fast, or Yoshi, who is good at shooting. This means if you're playing with your friends, you can decide to play just like Mario Strikers Charged, and you can just choose one captain with 3 sidekicks. We will first take a look at Shy Guy's base stats, but there's obviously not much to cover. They are all perfectly balanced. 13 strength, 12 speed, 13 shooting, 13 passing, and 12 technique. While most of these stats are good just where they are, the one stat I think Shy Guy needs the most is speed, just because speed is probably the best all-around stat to have, and also it will enhance all of his other abilities in whatever role you put him. Let's get on to the first build, which is what I like to call the Walmart Speed Bowser. While not as good defensively, this Shy Guy is much better on offense than the regular Speed Bowser build. And the reason for that is, of course, having more passing and technique, but also having a smaller hitbox and a better dash to be able to avoid the defense. This build uses the Turbo Helmet, the Knight Gauntlets, the Turbo Pad, and the Knight Boots. The best part about testing these sidekicks is that I get to load up the entire team with them, so I will always get a feel for how they work. And of course, our first game is against another team of full Shy Guys. While his Shy Guy team was a little bit weaker than mine in terms of strength, he was still able to knock me over quite easily, so it was not a free defense. One thing is for certain though, these Shy Guys work very well together, being able to get the ball down the field and then pass to score. My opponent was also feeling very fancy and did a nice Titan's chip. I'll do a tutorial on that someday. This match was definitely just a battle of who can pass the ball to each other more, because it's very difficult to hit each other with such small hitboxes. I mean, the game did end 12-8, so definitely a high-scoring game. Before, you only had 2 options when it came to power forwards. You had Bowser or Wario, and now you can definitely run Shy Guy. He may be a little bit weaker, but he works. It works. Adding one of these types of characters to your team is kind of important right now, because you need to have at least 17 strength in order to guarantee that you can knock over everybody that your opponent can bring. While he doesn't make as good of a captain as Speed Bowser, he's definitely still good on the wings and can support Speed Bowser if that's what you want. And if you're worried about his scoring potential, he was able to make shots like this sometimes, so I think it's still worth a pick. Next up, we got the Support Shy Guy. Now, Support Shy Guy, of course, is going to have a lot of speed put in, but also a lot of passing so that they can get the ball around and set up goals. This build uses the Turbo Helmet, the Chain Gauntlets, the Chain Plate, and the BUSHIDO Sandals. The goal for this build is to have somebody who is an alternative to Toad and has much more strength, but also is still able to get around the field and pass. Plus, this build has much more shooting capabilities, so he's a little bit better than Toad in that regard as well. If you want to run a meme team full of the same build of Shy Guy, I think this is the one you want to stick to. However, it is a bit of a double-edged sword. I mean, this game ended 12-10, so as you can see, it's not the best on defense. I don't think it's a matter of speed and strength that makes it bad on defense. It's just Shy Guy's poor hitbox. He's so small that it's really hard to actually hit the target you're going for. I mean, in both of the games I played with this build, I was able to score at least 8 goals, so obviously this has a lot of offensive potential. Like I said, this is a nice alternative to Toad. Usually a speed build of Toad is going to have a minimal amount of strength, like 7 or 8. Instead of having a Toad that's very fast and completely worthless, you now have a Shy Guy that is a little bit slower but can still take out prime targets. Finally, the third build is going to be a shooter variant of Shy Guy. Now, this build will have 19 shooting, 14 speed, and 9 strength. This build uses the Cannon Visor, the Turbo Gloves, the Cannon Plate, and the Cannon Boots. While this is the slowest of my Shy Guy builds, it's still following the rule that we are adding speed to Shy Guy. I think that's very important. His speed is only going up a little bit, but he does get a huge boost in shooting, which makes him much more accurate in scoring goals. I'll be honest, this is probably the only build of Shy Guy I will take this shot and make it. And even worse, I feel like this Shy Guy is even better than Daisy. The same general feelings apply. Shy Guy's not that great on defense because of his small hitbox, and I almost lost this game if it wasn't for a lucky coin flip. Another plus is that even though this Shy Guy is shooting focused, he still has pretty decent passing, so I can do those diagonal crosses and get the ball to a better position. I went ahead and made a Yoshi build that is very similar so we can get a comparison of what kind of numbers we're dealing with. Yoshi can have very similar stats, but with 10 strength instead of 9 and 13 passing instead of 11. So those stat distributions are pretty much personal preference, though I do think Yoshi has a better tackle than Shy Guy does. So there you have it, 3 different builds of Shy Guy, but this is not even scratching the surface of all the possible combinations we can do. Shy Guy can do whatever he wants, so feel free to change up these stats however you think is going to help your team. With the new Knight armor, I will have to go back and do a couple updates to my old builds, but stay tuned for that in the future and subscribe if you would like to see some more uploads about Mario Strikers Battle League. Thank you all for watching and have a nice day.